The ambulance driver asked straight away, "Where's the dead body?" I'm on the motorway travelling 70-80 miles an hour in an abrupt stop. Panic set in. I braced myself in onto the steering wheel. It was in slow motion. Glass coming past me. Back in the seat, crushed from my chest. Head shape inside the windscreen. Be pushed into the back. Well, I should be crushed and dead. No, I don't understand why. This is a heavy goods vehicle. I shouldn't be here today. It gets pulled out of the car by someone I didn't know. Push him away, and I run across the motorway to the hard shoulder. Cars are still doing full speed. I can't believe that none of these cars that I've just ran through have just missed me. I feel like I'm in a dream. I don't feel any pain and shock. The adrenaline was just rushing through my whole body. It's in total survival mode. The guy who pulled me out of the car come and sat next to me. Where's the dead body? Emotional now. They're talking about me, my car. I see that the car's back wheel is up where the passenger front window is. I see that the boot is actually where people should be sitting, where my kids should have been sitting, and is all crushed. The car is half the size than it was. The guy that pulled me out the car is just gone. He's just disappeared. These days I actually wonder who he was. Could he have been an angel? He was sent to help me and understand how I got out the car. I see my head shape in the window, in the windscreen. I'm touching myself going, I haven't even got any cuts, any serious cuts on my head. How's that happened? I'm feeling my chest, thinking, is my chest all broken? It wasn't. It can only be described as a miracle. And I'm talking to the police, and they asked me to go with them to the ambulance to the hospital. Got a severe phobia over hospitals. My dad rung me up at that moment and said, are you on the motorway? Are you on the M6? Are you stuck in the traffic jam? I said, it's all down to me, Dad. I was in the car, the wagon hit me. He said, oh, I'm about 2 miles away. And he pulls up on the hard shoulder behind the police car, and I jump in his car, avoiding going to the hospital because of my phobia. And here's the reason. I was born in hospital where I remained for the next 10 years of my life. I didn't even know what my home looked like, or do the usual things that kids do. I'm surrounded by illness 24/7, and all I'm doing is watching my friends die one by one. I was 5 years old. I mean, what sort of a start to life is this? And I didn't know any different because that's all I was used to. And when I wasn't surviving, I was fitting. I was getting injected with all sorts of drugs. They were testing me on all sorts of new types of medication. But I remember one procedure in general. They took me down to the theatre for a spinal tap. The needle was a big needle of it, and a little tiny me. I woke up during this procedure, totally out of it, and I can explain the whole room to you. I've died. I'm having a near-death experience. I could see the nurses run round me, trying to resuscitate me, giving me electric shocks. I could see the doctors panicking, and then all of a sudden, boy, it's hard to talk about. I see my sister just stood there in a big bright light, looked to me like a tunnel, standing there holding what I said to everybody at the time at that age was a lovely man dressed in white. I'm going to tell you about him later. My sister, she was born with spina bifida. She was disfigured. She was beautiful to me. She couldn't walk, she couldn't talk. And I used to escape from my ward and go to her ward to be able to talk to her, cuddle her. And the amount of times that I used to tell the doctors, the nurses, even my mum and dad what she wanted. She used to always smile. She had this beautiful smile. And she was just everything to me. Yeah, fact. I'm having this out-of-body experience. But what's blown my mind, she's completely perfect in every possible way. I didn't know I was in heaven. When my sister gave me a hug, and this lovely man put his hand on my head, I wake up back in my bed at the ward, and straight away I say to my mum and dad, who were there with me nan and granddad, and the doctors and nurses, I've just seen Susan. She was perfect. She was walking. She was holding hands with this lovely, lovely man. And my mum runs out of the ward. And my dad followed her. And the doctors and nurses are asking questions. My nan's in tears but smiling. And my granddad is just hugging my nan. And I didn't know at this point, but my sister had died just days before. I didn't get told till I was roughly about 8 years of age. And Dad used to tell me that she'd been moved to a different hospital. I was devastated. I'm in hospital. I've watched all my friends die around me, and now I learn that my sister died 3 years ago. What more can happen to this young life that hasn't already happened? I'm 8 years. I'm as broken as can be, physically, mentally and spiritually, and I didn't believe it. What do you do? How do you manage yourself out of that? I'm just a little boy lost in a hospital with no hope and just negativity, surrounded by death. Finally, I get out of hospital at 10 years of age. So I start school, feel free for the first time, and I was genuinely excited about having friends. It's just having a life. This is like heaven compared to the hell I've been living in. And now I was a new person, trying to escape my past, but that curse was still chasing me. I met three lads. It's funny really, because one of them became my best friend, and he's the one who traumatised me. I started skitting twins that were in my class because one had a deformed hand. What I didn't realise, I was carrying resentment, anger. The life that I'd led had become my normal. Stuff had come out of me as a consequence of that life that would manifest itself in anger. I grabbed this lad and banged his head against one of the desks. It's that bad, it's still with me today. I hate that I did that. But I was broken. The world had a field day with me and I didn't know it. And I thought this was normal. Other things are coming back to me at the minute. Was seeing my sister and these twins. And I wanted to protect these girls because I wasn't there to protect my sister when I was in hospital. Because I didn't know she was dead and I was making up for it. There was a part of me that because I knew where she had gone and I knew the peace that she had and now that she was perfect. So anybody else that was deformed or being subject to cruelty, I was going to stand in the name of my sister. So I'm 12 years of age now. All that excitement from being in school's gone because all this anger's just coming out of me. And I'm not a normal kid and I can't fit in here because all my life experience of being in a hospital and now the school don't even want me. So I'm suffering rejection and I've left school. I walked out. So at 14 years of age, I needed escapism. So I've got all this stuff and anger in my head and I'm broken. And I end up finding the gym. There was these big guys just everywhere and I just felt so wanted. It was an amazing feeling. The biggest thing that attracted me to going to the gym, I was able to use that frustration and anger to lift heavy. And I'm lifting heavy, I'm keeping up with the adults, and now already I'm looking at potential of going into competitions and annihilated everybody that was there. Finally, I found my place in the world. I found something that I was good at, but it was about to change because violence entered my life. I got involved with the wrong people, pretty well-known gangsters. I realised, but I didn't know then. I was training in a gym where known felons and Liverpool gangsters were already there and I didn't know it. And then I realised what they're actually up to. They were selling cocaine all over Liverpool, weed all over Liverpool, ecstasy tablets, you name it, they were selling it. and they wanted me to be part of that. Something outside was telling me to stop, but I didn't want to associate with it. So I've left the gym, and I realised I had the ability to drive myself. There's a tenacity in me, and if I can do this in the gym world, I wondered if I could do it in the educational world. There was something in me that wanted to prove that everyone who said I couldn't, and in my naivety, little education, I thought I'd prove them wrong and get GCSEs. I'm going to self-study, and I ended up getting 4 GCSEs. I knew that I was capable of anything, just put my mind to it. So I decided to wanted to become an electrician like my father, and in no time at all, an electrician. I'm now earning money, found my place in life. We ended up working all over the world. I was living my best life. But the past had gone, and I thought I was in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. But there was still a curse on me. With full throttle doing this job, and a tester that I used said that everything was dead. Didn't know the tester was broken. So I put my hand up the back of an electrical board, electric shock, which blew the panel off the wall, blew a hole in the wall that it was mounted to, and blew me roughly 10 foot backwards into the wall. I was unconscious. When I woke up, I couldn't see. I was completely blind, just a white light was there in my eyes. I thought I'd gone blind. I had burns on my forearm, on my hand. 32 amps can kill a person. I had 450 go through my body. I should be dead again. Why aren't I? It's amazing anybody survived this. My gold sovereign that I had melted into a little blob of gold on the bottom of the distribution board from where I got the electric shock. It actually melted off my finger. Life's going well, despite being electrocuted, surviving death yet again. And then there's wonderful lady, my Michelle, and I've finally got somebody who loves me, and she's my everything. And I wanted to be everything to her. I also fathered 4 wonderful kids. Life couldn't be better. I've now got a family. I started to unravel. But there was something out there, a darkness that was intent on killing, stealing and destroying all of my life. I was working in Mexico, working on X-ray machines. I got exposed to radiation, but I started to feel these symptoms. Headaches, vomiting, couldn't stay awake, bones aching everywhere, blood tests non-stop. Realised certain parts of my body were breaking down. Could hardly walk. Walking was getting worse. A walking stick. Broke my ankles going down the stairs. The hospital told me that I'd already had 7 times the amount of radiation that a person should have. Be sleeping up to 20 hours a day, crawling to the bathroom, 42-year-old, reliving all the trauma from when I was a kid as an adult. And I was as sick, if not more sick than I was then. Life had come full circle. I didn't want to be here anymore. So one morning I woke up. How does one get this broken? I've got a lovely wife, a wonderful 4 kids, but something's lying to me that's telling me that I'd be better off not here, that my family wouldn't have to look after me, and I wouldn't be a hindrance. And I believed all these lies because I love my family dearly, but I was under demonic oppression that was sent from hell to end my life. Sorry. And I couldn't think straight anymore. So I thought, in my brokenness, I needed to kill myself. I'd planned this the night before. Grabbed hold of a load of morphine. The maximum was 18 that I was supposed to have taken. I'm about to take 500 milligrams. And I had such a peace about this. The devil's in the game of counterfeit. And this was a piece from the pit of hell to give me the confidence to kill myself. I stopped off at a newsagent, buy myself 1.5 litres of Jack Daniels, and I decided that I was going to go to a place that I felt comfort when I was a child. So calm. When I think about it now, it's so bad. I thought I was taking pain away from people. This is how deceived I was. The devil wanted me dead, and I'd made an agreement with him. And what was strange, weird to me was, then I woke up outside my own house at my own front door. What am I doing there? It's the last place I wanted to be. Michelle thought that I just drank a bottle of Jack Daniels because obviously she could smell it on me. She's not happy with me. My eyes were rolling. Called an ambulance. At this point I didn't know who I was, where I was. As they were wheeling me out to the ambulance is when I actually seen my sister again. But she was older. She asked me to dance, so I started dancing with her, and she was beautiful. And this time she wasn't holding Jesus' hand, Jesus was just there, watching. And I noticed people in the background were some of my family members, some friends that had passed, and everyone was just smiling. This seemed to go on for ages. Then I come to just as they're actually getting me into the ambulance. And it's like time had just come back, and I just burst out laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing uncontrollably. Uncontrollably, it was amazing. I just had this peace about me that was incredible. I wasn't drunk anymore. I wasn't off my head anymore. And I just shouted out, I'm gonna be fine. There's nothing to be worried about. Stop worrying. I know I'm gonna be fine. And I couldn't believe this, that they were all panicking over me, because they didn't experience what I'd just experienced. I can still feel it now. It was amazing. And to get me into the ambulance, they thought that I was just completely off my head. The doctors are all shocked, obviously. They couldn't believe that how my blood's come back. I hear the doctors talking. We don't understand this. All the time I'm laughing. Uncontrollably still. But we can't find any trace of alcohol or the drugs that are in your system. And I walked out of there sober, completely sober. So we get home. I'm totally fine, totally fine. I said to Michelle, I'm not taking any more drugs whatsoever that the doctor's given me. I'm not taking any more medication. I don't believe I need it anymore. I felt so good. I didn't have any aches in any of my bones. The insides felt like they were rejuvenated. Everything felt good about me. It was the strangest but most fantastic feeling I could have possibly had. I've never had this before in my life. 49-year-old man experiencing life in all of its fullness and its abundance. Where's it come from? How's this happened? I've met Jesus, and let me tell you, he is as real as me and you, because nothing in this world could change my life. For a moment of wanting to be dead, the worst feeling I've ever felt, to now be experiencing the best feeling I've ever known. Because Jesus had saved me. He set me free from every curse, every broken, everything that's ever been said to me, for every evil that's come against me, every suicidal thought broken in a moment. It says the truth will set you free. The truth is Jesus, and I've been set free. I was a new creation. I'd been born again. The Holy Spirit has filled me, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. The doctors told me that I probably wouldn't live any longer than 5 years. I'd be in a wheelchair. So 6 years later now, healthier than I've ever been, completely healed. I'm back in the gym, lifting weights. I'm a completely new person. I am transformed by the power of the Almighty Jesus. Wow. Thank you, Jesus. My name is Andrew. My heart belongs to Jesus.